Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Broyle Sports Podcast. You're here with your host, Ian Broyles, and today we're talking MLB baseball, more specifically, the Miami Marlins and what to do at the trade deadline. If you haven't been paying attention, the Marlins just set a franchise record, and it's not a good one. The Marlins are on a 12-game losing streak and have been swept by the Guardians, Brewers, Astros, and Padres, after being the hottest team in baseball last month, going 12 and 6. Since the month of June, the Marlins have knocked themselves out of the wild card and are on the outside looking in and are currently 3 games back from the Diamondbacks and have to make a crucial decision right now. Should they be buyers? Should they be sellers? Well, I'll tell you my opinion right now. For the Padres series, I thought the Marlins should still attack the deadline as buyers, but since the series we got swept by the Padres and the untimely injury of Max Myers, I think it's time to change tactics and attack the market as small sellers. The first move I think the Marlins should make is trading Pete Fairbanks in a package deal because of his performance so far this season. The Marlins have options on who they could package Fairbanks with, but I think a package deal with Kelvin Falcher would give us the best return. I think the Marlins could send Pete Fairbanks and Kelvin Falcher to the Rangers for the Rangers' eighth overall prospect, left-handed pitcher Dalton Pence. Pence is currently in Double-A and is expected to make his major league debut in 2027. In his first 2 seasons, he's posted a combined ERA of 2.27 with 194 strikeouts and 55 walks, showing great stuff so far. This move would allow the Marlins to get a borderline MLB ready prospect while also allowing us to dump the $13 million contract of Fairbanks, who has an ERA of 7.46. The next trade I want to talk about is sending Lake Bacher to the Diamondbacks. Lake Bacher has been a great asset for the Marlins so far this season, with a couple hiccups here and there, posting an ERA of 3.52. But his value has never been higher. I think sending him to a competing team like the Diamondbacks would give us some prospects that could continue to build the Marlins' identity and fill the team with cheap, young players under control for multiple years. I think the Marlins could get back the 12th overall prospect, right-handed pitcher, Ashton Izzy, their 26th overall prospect, Santoro Santana, are both expected to debut next season. Izzy is currently in Triple-A and has an average ERA of 4.17 over 4 seasons. So far this season, he's had 76 strikeouts and only 22 walks. I believe that his control will allow him to plug right into the Marlins bullpen if needed, and I think he'd be a long-term back of the rotation starter if he continues to develop this plus pitch. On the other hand, Santana is currently a Double-A pitcher and has an ERA of 3.51 as a reliever over 4 years. In the last 2 years, he's had an average ERA of 2.48, which shows the amount of improvement he's able to make season to season. He's only gotten better each year as he's played, and I think Santana will be a great addition to this bullpen as soon as he makes his major league debut. But I think the next move we need to talk about is possibly sending John King away. John King is one of our best pitchers right now, and I think sending him to the Yankees as a rental is a great move for us. He's one of our most reliable relief pitchers, and I think sending him to the Yankees is a great move because at the end of the day, the Yankees need a pitcher to make that playoff push. And I think they're willing to pay us a pretty penny for that pitcher. I think the Yankees would be willing to give up their 15th overall prospect right-handed pitcher, Jack Sebert, who is expected to debut in 2028, and their 20th overall prospect, Jay Savina, who's expected to debut next year. Jack was the 15th round pick in 2025, is having an okay year this season in Double-A, with an ERA of 4.03, while having a 96 strikeouts and 25 walks. I think Jack would have to develop farther with the Jumbo Shrimp or Blue Wahoos before making his major league debut, but I think he's a very high upside at the end of the day. Jason, on the other hand, is a power hitting outfielder who fills up the stat sheet in every category you can think of. He's currently playing in Double-A, where he's batting an average of 2.64 with an on base percentage of 356. He currently has 18 home runs, 51 RBIs, 22 doubles, 3 triples, and 10 stolen bases. I think his overall ability to fill the stat sheet will make him a reliable rotational outfielder in the next 3 years for us. But finally, I want to talk about the hottest name on the trade market right now for the Marlins. I want to talk about the 2019 Rookie of the Year, 2022 Cy Young Award winner, a two-time All-Star, a two-time team MVP, the Marlins franchise record in quality starts and strikeouts holder, the best pitcher in team history, Sandy Alcantara. Sandy has a 2027 club option for $21 million and a $2 million buyout, which makes his price tag higher than the market value for the Marlins. The Marlins have shown that they have no problem holding on to Sandy if they can't get extremely good package, but I think two teams have the prices that could possibly pull Sandy away from Miami. The first team I think could pull off this trade is the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are making a playoff push, or making a push for the World Series right now, are in a win now mode, and I think Sandy could demand one top prospect, a mid-tier prospect, and possibly two lower-tier prospects. I think the Marlins could pull off a trade to land number five overall prospect, third baseman, shortstop, and outfielder Jet Williams, who would be an immediate day one impact maker. I could see the Marlins. I could see the Marlins being the long. I could see him being the long-term answer at third base for the Miami Marlins, and I could see them finishing off this package with additional prospects such as number nine overall prospect Tyson Harden, 16 overall prospect Luke Adams, and 25 overall prospect Coleman Crowe. All four of these prospects are expected to make their debut this year, and I believe that Harden and Jet will be plugged into our lineups immediately. And I think we'll have pushed Crowe and Adams call up to order to next year in order to help them develop and be better players for once they make their debuts. But on the other hand, I think we can pull off this trade is the Cubs. The Cubs have a lot of pieces that we could possibly use, and I think they could possibly use Sandy Alcantara to make that playoff push. He's an inning eater. He does a lot of what they need right now for as a team. The Cubs would have to give up a similar package to the Brewers in order to pull off this trade. I think the Cubs would have to give up a package around their second overall prospect, third baseman and shortstop, Jefferson Rojas, who would be a long-term answer at third base for the Marlins. He's not expected to make his debut until 2027, and I think that long-term answer is also in this trade package. This trade package would also include sixth overall prospect Jackson Wiggins, who would be an immediate plug-and-play guy into the bullpen, along with left-handed pitcher Riley Martin. That third baseman I was talking about is their second, third, and outfielder Jason Triantos, who's had a touch in the big leagues, but I think he's going to be an immediate plug-and-play guy at third base for us while Rojas develops. If the Marlins play their cards right, they could have an entire pitching staff that is cheap and under team control for years to come, while also making small improvements in filling in gaps in their lineups and possible defense. Thank you for tuning in to the Bro Sports Podcast. Tune in tomorrow for another video.